Well, that was interesting. Good evening and hello and welcome to DeWitt 3D here on this wonderful Sunday, late afternoon, early evening in Calgary, Alberta. Let's say hello to people who are here. Number one, first of all, I know you guys can hear me, so you can't play that game because I've got a bouncy bar and I know you can hear me. So let me know how the sound is because we are using a different microphone setup tonight, a different system. So hopefully everything is good. And in the meantime, while everybody lies to me that they can't hear me, I will go say hi to everybody. Non-fam is here. 3D4 Joe, formerly Joe Velasco. Wonderful, wonderful. And Snapshot FPV is here. Gary T is here. 3D Experiments is here. And Richard is here. Hello, Richard. Good stream today, by the way. Who else is here? Let's see. We got 3D4 Joe. Teza is here. Hello, Teza. And hello, Guy the Jedi. And I said Gary T already. We have the Poor Boy channel. Dominic Versetto, good morning where you are. Yes, it is. I appreciate you tuning in. Jeff Thorson is here. Stream Elements is here. Hello, Stream Elements. Welcome to the stream. Leo the Human. Leo is here. Andrew Humphrey is here. Bigger Fish is here. Oh, wow. Stephen Lebed is here. Hello. You sound good to me. Thank you so much. Andrew Humphrey, is that a hammock to rest your hand? Yes, it is. Sound is okay. Not the best quality I've ever heard, but clear enough. Okay, well, it could be. Maybe I need to turn the modulation up. Just let's go one more. There, we'll try that one and see if that gets a little better. If it's too low, too loud, too whatever, let me know. NH3D is here. Larry Russo is here. And I think I covered everybody. If I forgot you, forgive me. Forgive and forget. Very AM, but intelligible and clear. Very AM. Interesting. Well, I can play with the sound a little bit on it. I have not adjusted the mixer for the new mic. But as long as it sounds clear and it's not over modulated, and if it sounds AM, that's okay. So that's good. And Happy Camper, hello, hello. So tonight we're going to continue tearing this guy apart. We did all the motion system and so forth last week. And tonight we're going to continue by tearing apart all this mess in the back. Now, they don't say that you have to do that to do the upgrade to 3.1, but I want to redo the electronics so that they're a lot neater and a lot nicer. Basically, I want to build this thing from scratch, except for the frame. I am not going to play with the frame. I don't want to get it out of square because I know it's all square right now. So that's what we're going to do tonight. Hello from balmy Toronto. Stephen, you have to rub that in. Well, we're pretty much in our springtime here. Not balmy yet, but hello, Stephen from Toronto. Thank you for being here. Hey, and you know, I realized I forgot something. It was a couple weeks ago, I think, when we were playing with that rubber printer, the Atom Stack Cambrian, and I started printing this golf ball, and I never did show you guys the finished product of this golf ball. So if we look at it, so that's all the support material it did on the bottom of the ball. Okay. We got a little bit of a layer line issue right there on the top, but otherwise this thing, it turned out pretty good. Now, I mentioned to you that support on this printer is really hard to get off. And I'll show you how hard it is to get off. That's a big boy. Whoa. Okay, well, after we drop our camera, let's get that out of the way. There we go. Let's get that. Right there. Okay, and then let's move that over to this, and then let's click this. There. Now that we've gotten, and then I just got to turn that because it bounced a little bit there. Now that we've dropped the camera, and I dropped the printed part down here. Hang on. There we go. Now that we dropped the camera, got that out of the way, the rest of the stream should go peachy keen. There we go. 144 video. 144 video. Okay, so now, whenever I remove support off these things, I have to literally cut it right off because the support material sticks to this thing like glue. And of course, we're dealing with like a rubberized filament here. So I know this has nothing to do with the stream tonight, but I totally forgot to show you guys the finished results of this print we started on that stream a few weeks back. So once I get one part of this ball going. Where did I just cut that one? I can actually literally grip it. There we go, literally grip it. And once I get it started, oh, come on. There we go. Once I get it started, it'll actually all just, there we go. So the support material just rips off. Actually rips off fairly clean. It's just really tough to get started. And then now we'll just get this last little fragments off. And there's a little bit of a flat spot on the bottom from where it sat on the bed. Oop, come on, focus. There we go. Right? So, but otherwise, it looks like a pretty good golf ball. So I can trim, I can get rid of most of this flat stuff. There we go. And the reason I'm showing you this is because this is the one printer. I got rid of most of my bed slingers. I sold them all. This is the one printer I did not want to part with because I have a feeling that it can have some good functionality and usefulness for future stuff. 144 pixel video. 144 pixel. I am broadcasting at 1080p. And if I look at my playback here, I am playing back in 1080p high definition. Ooh, cool. Oh, but it's being generous too. So anyways, if we go ahead and I can show you, this stuff is pretty cool. So right here, it just becomes a really good rubber ball. So this is really cool filament that comes off that printer. So there we go. I wouldn't want to use it as a golf ball. You could use it as a golf ball, but I don't think you'd hit it very far. So, and I don't think it's actually, I don't think it's regulation golf ball, to be honest with you. But yeah. Anyways, that's a sample off that we printed a couple weeks back off the Atom Stack Cambrian printer. So there we go. Yeah, cat toy, and it's very durable. It's really, I don't even think a dog could chew through that. So it's not bad. Not bad at all. Anyways, with that done and out of the way, which printer was that? That was the Atom Stack Cambrian printer. It prints 2.85 millimeter TPR filament, which is extremely stretchy, elasticy filament. And the printer has the ability to switch between a 285 and a 175 head. So if I could bounce this on a really hard surface, you'd see that it's actually quite bouncy. So there we go. That's how that worked out. YouTube might be thinking you watch too much of it. There we go. Tastes great, less filling. Yeah, actually, I think that was only 20% infill. So yeah, very less filling. No, it can't really break that. So, okay, we're not going to eat the rubber anymore. We're going to go back here. So what we're going to do, so what I've done, and yeah, this is a hammock. It's a test print I did on the bamboo. It was pretty cool. I wanted to see how well it would print that thin stuff. So did a pretty good job. So since last week, we tore everything down. And what I've done since then is I went ahead and I bagged and labeled most of them. I bagged and labeled all the parts that came off of the build. All the nuts. I didn't label the obvious ones like the mosquito hot end, etc. But I've got everything bagged and labeled so that when we do the rebuild, we have everything all together, know what we're doing. These are just the bags I used. And then we've got all our rails over here. I don't know if I want to take these apart, or I may just inject some more lubricant in these. They have injection holes on either side here. So I may just end up injecting more lube in these. These are still sliding very, very smoothly right now. I don't know if I want to take them apart and clean them. I haven't decided. I should, and I may end up doing it, but we'll see. Was that stuff food safe? I don't know. I don't know. Not your settings. You've been watching 3 other at 1080p. That is really weird. When I have a YouTube window open and it's opened at 1080p. So I did manage, for those that might be wondering, we had one of these threaded rods had a little warble in it. And I did manage, you can kind of see right there. Actually, if I switch back over, why does this one camera keep cutting out on me? when I do this and I go to this, I lose that camera temporarily. But I did manage to actually, you can kind of see this rolling along now. So that one's going pretty good. I don't even know if I could tell which one was warped now. That one's pretty good. Okay, and then the third one, well, it might have been that one, but still looks good. So I did manage to straighten that one out pretty good. So I'm happy with that. I don't have to replace that, which is a good thing. So let's go back over here. So what we're going to do, we're going to pull everything. The whole wire loom is going to come off. All the electronics on the back. The reason they're going to come off is because my good friend Richard over at the First Layer, subscribe to him if you're not, and I'm sure everybody here is. He gave me some DIN rail to use on this. So I'm going to be mounting DIN rail on the back of this. So everything is going to go on a DIN rail. I'm going to be using some raceway to run the wire instead of all this. So we're just going to pull all this off. Instead of this, I may get some proper, I don't know what they call them, but this works, but I like those other ones where you lift up and plug it in and plug it down, whatever those are called. Fit the gear on the video and you can change the video quality. Yes, my video sometimes defaults to 320 even. So, and I have to go in when I'm watching somebody's video and I have to actually hit it and turn it to 1080p. So you never know. You never know. Okay, so let's get at her. Let's start tearing some of this stuff off. I don't know. I don't know what board I'm going to go with yet. I'm going to change the board out. This is a perfectly good board, but I've got a couple other boards. I've got a Manta MP8 with the CB1. I have an Octopus. I have a BTT Octopus board, version 1.2, I believe. So I just want to put a different board in here. Wagos, that could be it. Poor boy, Wagos. Yes, everybody got that. Wagos, perfect. I want to use Wagos. Wago, however you want to pronounce it. So let's just get all this stuff off. So I know there's some new printed parts for the back here, but we're basically going to redo everything. So it's going to be like a whole new build from scratch, except for the frame. And if I wanted to redo this piece, I was advised that that's probably not the best idea, because if I want to take this back piece off and do a new one for it, I have to remove part of the frame, and I do not want to go through the squaring of this frame again if I don't have to. So, only been using computers for 40 years. Only 40 years? Oh, wow. But in all fairness to Jeff, some people don't realize that YouTube will kick the resolution back even though you have it set to auto. So I didn't realize that till somebody told me once, check your resolution, because I was saying your video looks crappy. And because I always have mine set to auto resolution, and yeah, it didn't work. So so not everybody knows that. Okay, and okay. Oh, one more zip tie here. Okay, where else do I have some zip ties going here? We have zip ties everywhere. Right here. Yeah, I'm gonna change. Yeah, we got our little, and I may look at if I go with the Manta MP8 with the CB1, I won't need this Raspberry Pi Zero here, which is running this thing just fine. But wagons. Hey, Shadell, and who else has joined that I haven't said? Anyways, if you've joined and I haven't said hi, forgive me. I get hyper focused on things I'm doing here. So this is the connection to the Pi from the main board. We're going to pop that off. And this is the power for the Pi. And we got a little adapter here, a USB-C to a micro USB for the Pi. And then this little adapter, we'll pop that off after. That's just going over to the 5-volt power supply. The 5-volt power supply is being powered from the mains from 24 volt in to 5 volt out, which went over to the Pi. Okay, and then I just want to make sure all these are labeled. These aren't labeled, which doesn't matter. This little wire loom that's going around here, this was for the 80XL. for input shaper. We're going to definitely put a different input shaper on here. Something a little more neat and a little more permanent than this. This was an afterthought, and this was before I knew what I was doing. Like I know what I'm doing now. That just does not want to stay there. Come on, get over there. No, doesn't want to stay. That's okay. So I believe everything else is labeled really well. Like if I pop this out, this is one of the steppers, and yeah, this is the right motor Z, which is fine. We're going to pop that out. This one here, which I've already undone, is the, what's this one? This is the right motor. Yeah, because we had to pop the motors out from up here. So, and then so we popped that other motor out up above there, and that came over where? Oh, this was in here. This was for the screen. I had this on there for a display, which we never ended up putting on there. Hey, Jose Ferreira, welcome. You go live and you make a trip to the grocery store. Zen, I don't know. I can't tell you to go to the grocery store or not go to the grocery store. So yeah, this was my poor attempt at making a wire loom for the display that I was going to put on, which I never did. We'll worry about that, how we're going to do that. And then let's see, what else do we have here? This guy here, this should be the extruder motor, since this is going right up to the hot end. Oh no, this is the left motor. Okay, so this one is going, that's this one right here. So I'm just going to pop off these little holders, and there we are. There's our left motor cable. Am I going to reuse these? I don't know. We'll keep them just in case. Hey, Printer Prawn. Hello. YouTube make changes. I don't see the live or options to scroll back in time. Also, no thumbs up or down icons. Really? Let me look at my YouTube. Oh, I see a thumbs up. I'm going to give myself a thumbs up. And I do have the ability to scroll. So good. It's probably just you, Zenbender. I think it's just punishing you for being late for the stream just because you had to go get groceries. Haha. So, okay, next. This one is the, what's this guy? I'm going to guess this is one of the Z motors. Rear Z motor. Rear Z. This is going to be the left Z, if I'm not mistaken. Left Z motor. These are all coming through here. We're going to pop all these out again because we're going to clean things up a little bit here. This is going to be the extruder motor, and that's the extruder motor right there. I've got these things nicely labeled, but they weren't labeled with my nice heat shrink maker because to do that I have to remove all the plugs. But okay, and now we're going to grab my little screwdriver. Your thumbs work. Okay, grab our little screwdriver kit. Another one of these essential things you need if you're building or tinkering with 3D printers is a decent mini kit of mini screwdrivers. A decent mini screwdriver kit. Okay, so we're going to pop off. This is going to be the, if I'm not mistaken, this is going to be the bed mate. No, this is going up to, where is that going up to? Oh, that's going to be my hot end. That's going to be the heater cartridge. And then these other ones, we have a part cooling fan and a hot end fan. Yeah, these ones here, this board here, the part cooling fan and hot end fan screw into a terminal versus having a plug. So that's a little different. So we'll undo these fans. I don't know if there's an advantage to going with a different board. I'm sure this board is just fine, but hey, if we have it, let's build it. Okay, there's all the fans off. And then we can unplug the hot end thermistor. Then we have the Y end stop and the X end stop. There we go. There's the whole wire loom undone there. Did I just get rated? Oh my goodness, because I am on, who rated me? Oh man, I'm on Twitch as well, I forgot to mention. BC23D just rated with 13 viewers. Thank you so much, BC23D, and everybody that's rated along. Welcome to DeWitt 3D Canada. I am Tim. I am wacky, and I am crazy, and I'm prone to injury. So you never know. I've already dropped a piece on the floor. So And welcome tonight. What we're doing is we have a, let's see if I can spin this without making a big mess. We are taking our RatRig printer, which is a RatRig V-Core 3 500 millimeter printer. So it's a big beast, as you can kind of see. There's my hand in underneath it. It's 500 by 500 by 500. And we have stripped it all down. We are basically starting from the ground up, and we're going to be putting the V-Core 3.1 in it, which includes some mostly all new printed parts, all new pulleys, etc., some new belts and everything. We're going to redo the hot end. We're basically redoing everything. We're stripping this printer down from scratch and starting from ground up, other than the frame. We're not going to rebuild the frame because this is a bugger of a frame to get square, and it's all done already. So right now, last stream, we got rid of all the interior parts, including the linear rails and all that, and the X gantry. And this week we're taking off all the electronics and getting it ready, because we're going to replace the main board. We're going to put some DIN rails in here. We're going to tidy it up. Because when I built this, I didn't know what I was doing, to be honest. And the electronics on it, although I thought I was proud of what I did, they looked like spaghetti. So yeah, we're going to do that. But welcome, and thank you so much for coming over, and thank you for the raid. That was very unexpected. Is that an iFixit kit? It's this Guy the Jedi is sort of like an iFixit kit. This brand on this one is there's actually no real name on it. I got it on Amazon. And it's like one of those iFixit kits, but obviously it's a generic no-name one, but it works good. I've not used this part. It actually comes with one of these flexible parts so that you can actually have a screw around the corner. That didn't sound good. You can have a screw around the corner and you can turn it. So, but it's been a really, really handy, helpful kit. So the iFixit kit is the best gift you've gotten in a while. Yes. Zenbender, you are an idiot. You are on Twitch, not YouTube. Oh, Zenbender, I didn't say it. You did. But Twitch does not have a thumbs up, and it doesn't have a slider thing. So you are on Twitch. So you got to know where you're on. And I'm just, I'm messing with people's minds by not saying at the beginning of the stream that I'm dual streaming. I'm dual streaming, by the way, guys. Golden Jaguar, hello, and thank you for lurking, sir. I appreciate that. And might just explain why YouTube stuff isn't showing up on a Twitch stream. Right. So anybody that's on YouTube right now, we just got raided by Twitch. You guys can't see that, but we just got raided with 13 people from Twitch. From BC23D just raided the channel. That's the only thing I don't like. And I mean, I can see the different chats here on StreamYard, but you guys in YouTube can't see the Twitch chat, and you guys in Twitch can't see the YouTube chat. So you kind of just got to go back and forth. If I was really nice, I could just do something like this. See, Royal Nomi sent some little raiding soldiers, and I could show you guys all that, but I'm not always that nice. If it ain't broke, change it. Nick, you're so right. This thing was printing really well, but I got the 3.1 upgrade kit to it, so why not just, it wasn't broke, so I'm going to change it. Yeah, exactly. Stephen Poole joined us over from Twitch, and Chevy 2040 joined us, and Thomas Lama, Tim Timmery, I am here, Thomas. Yes, thank you. And Chewy2420, that's a tank. It is a tank, Chewy. Hope you need to fix. Hope that will fit. You know what? I don't know if it'll fit through the door upstairs. I've not tried it yet, but either way, it's a two-person thing to lift this up a set of stairs. I can carry it across the room myself just by muscling my way, but I would not be able to lift it up the stairs on my own. Stephen Poole says he was here the first time with the crooked little power supply. Oh, Stephen Poole, you had to bring that up, didn't you? Well, Jason's not here. Yeah, anyways. You had to bring it up, though. Don't anybody look at this little power supply down here. Don't. You're not allowed to look at that. So, okay, got to build in place. Yes. And the Lazy Susan is a great idea, especially for a build this big. Can you imagine if I had to lift this thing up and turn it every time? Aha. You're jealous of the project turntable? Well, mighty bean. It's a piece of wood and a blank Lazy Susan I got off of Amazon. I'm actually going to do a little video on that because I get a lot of comments on the Lazy Susan. So, yeah. That's what case lids are for. I suppose so, if you have a big case lid to fit this. Let's see. Poor boy China, you ain't gonna lie. You like the company you keep. Let's see. Look at that. See, I should just be showing these more often, but kind of takes away from what I'm doing here. But it's not a lot of work to do here tonight, so we can chit chat a little bit too. So why not? Your wiring is neat compared to what you have, what you've seen in some data centers. Yeah, I agree. I've seen that too. I really agree. Mighty Bean, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. And I followed and subscribed on both services. Thank you, Mighty Bean. Wow, awesome. Thank you so much. Post your Twitch link. My Twitch link. I'll post my Twitch link. It's twitch.com. I'll find it. I don't have Twitch open. Yeah, it don't fit through a doorway, but that's the joke behind it. Super tank, but not movable. This, if I take the door off my basement door upstairs, I think it'll fit with about this much on either side, about 1/8 of an inch on either side. Yeah, Guy the Jedi. I just searched for DWIT on Twitch, but I'll put it here. Let me pop open the Twitch window here. Twitch TV. It's really easy to do. And then if I go into, I'm not logged in. Log me out of Twitch. Why does it log me out of Twitch? I don't want to be logged, and I don't want the token. No, okay, yeah. Just search for me on Twitch, DWIT3D. On Twitch, and you'll find me. I don't want to get, every time I leave Twitch now, it logs me out and I have to re-log in. I never used to. So that's just, that's annoying. StreamYard's doing the same thing. I have a feeling it's something to do with my computer. So there we go. Let's see. Sounds good to you. Okay, post blah, blah, post on Twitch. We can always log in on Twitch. Guy the Jedi, yes. And you don't have enough space under this printer. Using a smaller MCU is going to help a lot. Hee. Okay, there we go. That makes sense. So yeah, the as you guys have all mentioned, the Lazy Susan's awesome. Can you imagine? Oops, I'm on the wrong window here. There we go. Can you imagine having to lift this thing, even with all the stuff taken off of it? It's a beast to lift, but the ability to just be able to turn it around to work on it is phenomenal for any size. So thank you so much, Llama. Appreciate that. So Thomas Llama has posted down my link to Twitch there. Yeah, twitchtv.com/DWIT3D. Yeah, it's pretty simple. Twitch is ahead of YouTube, is it? Okay. What board am I going to go with now, Chewy? I haven't decided. I have a Manta 8 MP, Manta 8 MP, 8 PM, Big Tree Tech Manta 8 MP with a CB1 board, which would eliminate the need for the Raspberry Pi. But I've heard that people have been having connection issues with Wi-Fi on the CB1. But then I've heard other people are having great success with the CB1. So we'll see. And then I also have an Octopus board. So I have those spare boards. I have an Octopus. So I haven't decided yet. I may go with even something different. We're not sure. Guy the Jedi, thank you for subscribing on Twitch. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And thank you for the follow and the subscribe. Wow, thank you very much. You had one pops sewn resistors. Huh. On the MP8. Oh, okay. You popped some resistors. Okay, yeah. Well, we'll see. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But right now, this is running off of this. It's kind of funny that this massive printer is running off this tiny little Pi board right here. So we'll see what happens. So let's go ahead and disconnect the mains from this guy. Let's go ahead and unscrew. Where's my bigger screwdriver? Here we are. Let me just switch my tips on this thing. Whoops. And it was idle too. Oh, weird. Okay. Yeah, well, we'll see. I mean, it's luck of the draw, I suppose. Big Tree Tech did send that out to me, the Manta MP8 with the CB1 to use. They sent it out to me a long time ago, and I told them it's going to be a while before I use it. They were fine with that, so we're going to use that. And they're also sending me out a, why do I never remember the name of it, for my stealth burner on one of my Vorons. It's the 4-wire connection where you CAN bus. They're sending me out their CAN bus. Okay, so here's all this. Were these the, these ones must have gone right in. These must be the enclosed loop ones. Now can this not pop right off for now? Yes, it can. There we go. Makes it a little easier if I can pop that right off. Let's get that off of there. Put this back on. And this board, nothing wrong with this board. It was running the printer fine. but I just want to throw something different on because I have it and I can. Swapping in an octopus. Okay. I do have the octopus to swap in. I think I might be short one stepper, but that's not bad. Steppers are like 12 bucks or something like that. Come on, why will you not go back in? Because I'm doing it left-handed and I'm right-handed. So I just have to do this, but this sort of gets me in the way of the camera a little. There we go. And then we'll pop this one off. There we go. And that frees the board. And I'd rather, it's a shame that I have all these holes in my back plate now, but I may cover it with vinyl on the other side, because the way these things are screwed into the board, it's all screwed in underneath, and you had to have insulators in between everything. And with the DIN rails, it should be much easier to do. So you don't need to fill them up. No, but I do need to put 7 steppers. 1, 2, 3, depends which one I put it in. On the 2. Oh, on this one, no. On this one, if I use it, I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need 6 steppers. I don't know if I have 6. I probably do have enough. Whereas I think one of those was 7 steppers. Yeah, I believe the 2.4 was 7 steppers. 4 Z's, an X and a Y, and a extruder was 7. And this one, I believe, just needs 6 steppers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. 6 steppers is all this needs. Looks like they're fixing some of their issues with terminals and all. I may have an older one too, and if I have issues, I'll just contact them and maybe they will fire me out a different one. Now, if I go ahead and put this camera on there, this guy, then you can... Oh, no, I can't do that because I got to get these things undone from behind. Although, if I find the right size on this, let's see. This should let me... Here we go. Oh yeah, I'm doing CAN bus, Nick, on the one of the Vorons when it gets here. It's on its way to me. Okay, so if I pop this off, that's the other nice little thing about this is it's got the little nut driver heads on it. There we go. Now, is that going to come off? Okay, there's one. Where's my little tray I had for my screws? It is right here. Okay. So got our little screw tray here. Actually, I'm going to go back to this other camera. I think this other camera was just fine. And I can actually zoom this in a little bit better. Sometimes having too many camera views isn't the best. Okay. Look at this corner one here. And you are, why are you not? Oh, I see. It's not gripping it. We'll do this one. You have an extra stepper. Oh, okay, cool. I don't know if I'll need it, but good to know. Good to know. Yeah, this one I should only need 6. I'll check after what I've got. But for some reason I was thinking 7, but I think I was thinking the 2.4. Now I got some little spacers in here. There they are. I'll keep them. I shouldn't need them. If I'm going to go to a DIN rail, I won't need those spacers, but we will hang on to them anyways. And that one there, I'm going to need to grab a hex key to undo from this side. There we go. And pop that nut in there and pop this in there and this in there. So yeah, this board that we took out, this is the BTT SKR Pro 1.2 board that we just took out of there. Very capable, good board, but I think there's better. I think there's better. So we'll keep this. This can be used for something. So yeah, we'll hang on to this. And then we will maybe use it somewhere else. So there we go. Onset 8. Buttload of other protections built into the Onset 8. Monster 8. Prefer the MKS. They are better protected motor feedback protection. Safety steppers has anti-reverse power protection. So if you hook the power supply backwards, it won't hurt anything. Okay. I won't hook the power supply backwards. I'll try not to. But I know that stuff like that can happen, right? So, okay. So now we're going to pop off the, even the SSR is screwed onto this thing, and I just don't like that. So we'll pop off the SSR. Yeah, it's too small. I would definitely rather have DIN rails on this. Okay. Come on, get in the hole. There we go. Okay, got the one. Why they didn't do DIN rails, I'm not sure on this build. It would have saved a lot of holes in the back of this panel. There we go. Okay. And, oh, did I tape that on too? That must have VHB tape on it too. Let me get the nut out. Okay. This must have VHB tape on it. Now, one thing I'll teach you guys about VHB tape, not that you don't know already. There's something like 20 different protections built into the Monster 8 that BTT doesn't do. Okay, well, we'll see. I've been one of the lucky ones, I guess. I've had good success with BTT boards so far. I've never tried another brand, but then BTT has sent me a lot of the boards I'm using. So the E3 Easy is having connections issues and note. Oh, and now you can't log in via SSH. MP8 pop 2 resistors sitting idle. Your first CB1 didn't have wireless at all. Wow. Yeah, growing pains. Well, we'll see. My CB1 has wireless, got a little antenna with it. The fact they had to put a little antenna with it is like, how good is the wireless? But we'll see. Apparently the antennas are built in now, so we'll see. But yeah, I've had good luck with BTT. Anyways, this I've obviously VHB taped. There is no way on earth I'm going to be able to pull that straight off. I would not bend it either side. The best way to get something that's VHB taped off is to turn it. So if I turn this, okay, that wasn't VHB taped, obviously. So forget what I was going to tell you. But if it was VHB tape, which some of the stuff I've done is, you twist VHB tape off, and you don't try and pull it off or pull one side off. You twist it and turn it like you're turning a knob, and that'll be the best way to get the tape off. So this was obviously just, I don't know, fused or probably been sitting on there so long. Okay, so we're going to grab the SSH off of here. And there we go. So there's our SSH, and it's perfectly good. We can reuse this SSH. This is an Omega solid state relay, SSR. I keep calling it SSH, sorry. We can reuse that SSR. SSH, SSR, who cares? 5-stick Spider and MKS Maker Base Super 8 have been running well for you so far. Okay, I've not had any experience with any of the other brands' boards yet. So, well, I think of it. Let me put this cover back on the powers here, or you know what I'm saying. I want to put this cover back so I don't lose it or break it. There we go. Okay. Now let's go ahead and take our Pi off. Is VHB tape reusable? Not really. I would not reuse VHB tape. Depending on what you're sticking down with it, I suppose you could reuse it, but I would not recommend reusing it. It's not cheap tape. Depending on what brand, what particular use you buy it for. It's not cheap. It can be quite expensive. I have stuff in my sign business that's $148 a roll for a standard roll of it. But it is extremely strong stuff. Like we use it for hanging signs on buildings, on brick walls, etc. So Oh, man. Try some mellow stuff next time. Okay. Yeah, VHB tape sticks again, depending on the model you get. There's some weaker ones, but for the most part, VHB tape is super, super, super sticky. LDO kits come with plenty. Yeah, I've still got 2 or 3 rolls left over from the LDO kits. Yeah. And again, you can get different thicknesses. Like I got this one I brought. Oh, there we are. There's one of the ones that comes with the LDO kits. This is the super sticky stuff. It's the gray. It's the black tape. You can get gray or black. And then this is stuff that I brought from my office. This is VHB tape as well, but it's super thin. It's very thin VHB tape compared to this black stuff. So depending on your application and your usage for it, right, which one works. But the black stuff is one of the higher adhesives. The stuff I have at work is an industrial grade, and it's expensive as all get out, but I charge $2 an inch when I use it. So, oh, 3M brand only. Yes, don't buy a non 3M VHB tape. 3M, like in other words, it's like buying an off-brand Kleenex. It's not as good as the original Kleenex brand. Somebody else is selling you VHB tape and it's not 3M, it's likely crap. And I wouldn't trust it holding anything up. Okay, so there's our Raspberry Pi Zero W. This was a zero W or whatever it is. So that's what we were using. It's a good Pi. It's probably worth a lot of money right now. So Pi 02 W. So yeah. So we have the Pi and the main board. They got you once because you weren't paying attention. Ah, okay, there you go. That'll do it. Okay, I missed a zip tie here. Okay. I'm going to have to take all of these off. These are all cable ties that I printed myself, that I designed. So these are VHB taped on, for instance. Now, these ones I cannot pull, but if I turn it, it's actually going to be really hard. But if I had more to grip on it, you just twist it and it'll eventually come off. But that's hard. I'm going to have to get some help with that. Some assistance. Now, for those of you that weren't here for the original build of this RatRig, which happened a couple years back, I have been critical. Actually, let me take a couple things off of this little 5-volt power supply and then show you what has been haunting me for ever since I did the build. And Stephen Poole reminded me of it tonight too. Thanks, Stephen. Stephen Poole, I know you were here. You reminded me. But I was not gonna mention it, but you mentioned it already. You opened the can of worms. The 5-volt power supply, excuse me all night, it's crooked. The 5-volt power supply was mounted crooked. Stick it through. Oh, there you go, Stephen. That's a good idea, Stephen Machado. Yep, it's crooked, and you know what? I've never lived it down. But you know what? It's coming off right now. Right this moment. Oh, man. How is that put on? Is that... Let me reach back here. That's just regular hex keys. Which size is it? Is it this one? I think it's 2.5 millimeter. Now, you guys should still be able to hear me just as good bent over the back here with this new mic setup I'm using. So hopefully, the sound is not being impeded. Because it's a lavalier type. Well, not really a lavalier, but it's a blah, blah, blah mic, and it goes wherever I do. Oh, and that was only on with 2 screws, and it was crooked. Oh, that's because there's only 2 screw holes in it. That will go on onto a DIN rail next. So There we go. Looks straight to you, Chewy. Thank you. I appreciate that. So that's a cute little Meanwell 5-volt power supply. I actually have another one of these. I have a spare. I bought one for one of the Vorons. Turns out I didn't need it because we powered it off the main board. We powered it off the Octopus. Okay. Now we got our main power supply, which is a WeHo. It's a WeHo 250. I have a Meanwell I may replace it with. I have a spare Meanwell. We all have spare Meanwells laying around, right? Let's go ahead and just unhook all of this stuff. I would not have done this 2 or 3 years ago. There's no way you'd catch me dead taking a printer apart, having to put it back together again, but this is fun. Da, 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 da. Because it's a lot of wiring. Oh, sure. These are all the, oh, those are all the good. I was good, and I put the, the closed loop terminals in those. So let's go ahead and get this plastic off of here. Oh, come on, get off. Okay, well, you don't want to get off. You're going to be stubborn. I don't want to break it. Okay, it's not going to come off easy, so we'll just have to do it this way. Actually, I'll put them back in when I get the power supply off. I got to take 5 of them out. Once you do the 400 to your wiring god, yeah, no kidding, right? And with this one, with the Voron kits I got, which were LDO Voron kits, which I don't believe Richard, oh no, he did have his wiring harnesses made for him, I think. I don't remember. He can correct me if I'm wrong. This one here, I had to actually crimp and make all the wires. The Voron kits give you all the wires, for the most part, cut to length. And all the crimping and all the stuff is done. This one here, I had to do all the crimping and everything myself. So this was at the time, this was a kind of a nightmare. Okay. Oh, don't lose that. I'll find it. Remember the movie Overboard with Goldie Hawn? Yeah. Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell. If I'm not Kurt Russell. Goldie Hawn and her husband. What's her husband's name? Crap. Kurt Russell, yeah. Kurt Russell. Oh, where'd that piece go to? Okay, so that's all done. Let's just, this wiring is off. Let's just get all the wires separated from all these. Chances are I'm going to redo a lot of this wiring too, depending on how I do it. Crimping ain't easy. You know what? Crimping doesn't bother me now that I've had a lot of practice with it. And if you have the right tools, the good tools for crimping, it's not so bad. Am I going to remember which way these go in? I'm pretty sure I'll remember which way these go in, I hope. 1, 2, 4, 3, A1, A2, L1. I have lots of pictures of this. I'll figure it out. Solar 3DP. What up? Okay, so there's some more wires. More wires. Some ground wires. What else do we have for wire here? There's our power that we powered the, that's just laughable, how I powered the Pi. Laughable, but it worked. Yeah, you get good crimpers. I use a brand called, this is my go-to crimper, and it's a brand, it's an iWis. It's an iWis crimper, and this is my go-to for a lot of my small pin crimping. Works really well. And sometimes a magnifier. Okay, this guy's got to come off. I got a camera right behind me here. Let's move that out of the way here. Okay, so this little guy over here has got to come off. Let's zoom this one out a little bit here. There we go, and we'll move it over This way. There we go. So we're going to pop this and this off now. And that should take care of most of what we got to take off. Oh, these are all the bigger nuts. Where? How did I put this on? Oh, that's taped on. Okay. So it's just the main power supply I have to undo. The other one I must have VHB taped on. I don't see screw holes in the back for it. Okay. 2, 3, and this one. There we go. And here we go. There's our power supply. It is a WeHo 24 volt, 250 watt. I'm going to put these pieces back on it real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4. There they are. Oh, 5. I dropped one. I'll have to turn that around and find it. If I don't put them on now, I will lose them. Guaranteed. Am I replacing the electronics plate, leaving the holes? Oh man, Stephen, that's something that's been bugging me. I was going to replace the electronics plate, but then I was advised, and I'm pretty sure it's true. I have to look. In order to replace the electronics plate, in order to get it out, I've got to disassemble part of the frame. I have to I have to take off. Well, it might not be bad. I have to take off these ones here in order to get this plate out. Long as I don't mess with these, but then I may not. If I decide not to, what I'm likely going to do is once I decide where the holes are going to go for my DIN rails, I'm going to probably vinyl the inside of it to cover the holes. Might not be perfect. We'll see. Can't you just take off the side plates on one side? Take them out of one side. Well, not really. Not without taking this out. If I undo the screws for the plate, and then yeah, it won't just slide out. And it might come out the top. No, I don't think it'll even come out the top. So where did I put that other, I'm missing one screw here. Where did it go? Where did it go to? Oh, there it is. Found it. One more here. Okay, and then this little cover, I believe, come around here. I believe this little cover was off the SSR, or off the 5 volt power supply, this little guy. Was it? No, what'd this one come off of? Oh yeah, this came off the 5 volt power supply. Okay, so we have that. I'm just curious. Give me 1 second. You should, actually, I've got the mic on me so you can hear me walking over here. I want to see, here it is here. Here's my backup or a spare power supply I have. This is a Meanwell 24 volt, 350 watt power supply. So, I mean, mind you, this WeHo works well, but Meanwell's a good name. So I have a choice of putting in either a Meanwell or putting back the WeHo in. 350 watt versus 250 watt. So this is a little higher, a little more powerful power supply. So we'll see. But one of those will go back in it. We have a choice. Okay, now we just got to take apart this whole mess up here. Holes are same. Hey, Ryan Thorpe. And Shane. Yeah, these holes, you can kind of see the holes in the back there. If I hold it at a certain angle, you see all the holes that are in it, right? And why they didn't do DIN rails, I don't know. So we're going to determine if I can actually line DIN rails up and hide some of those holes. I may end up vinyling over the back, or I don't know, we'll see. I just don't want to have to replace this back frame. It's just, let me look above here. I don't think it can slide straight up. No, it can't slide straight up, because that had to go on before the whole thing was inserted. So yeah, no, we're kind of stuck with this as it is. So yeah, unfortunately. So while I'm up here, let's see, is my overhead camera in a position? Let's see if I can, kind of right there. While I'm up here, I'm just going to undo this loom. It's up here. We'll just pop this whole thing right out. Hang on a sec here. I believe it's the orange or the yellow. I think it's the yellow one for this one. No, it's the orange one. Okay. 5mm key. There we go. Okay, so this takes care of this. Okay. Wouldn't the holes poke through the vinyl? Not really. You might see it. The whole they're flat. I would make sure that everything is flattened out. Put the vinyl on, and then I would obviously poke through where I'm going to mount the DIN rails. Okay, and then this is going to one of the end stops, and there we go. So here is the mess of a wire loom, and I'd love to do a drag chain on this instead of this mess when all is said and done. We'll hang on to those. We'll drop one. There we go. And this was the, come on. As I said, these wires on the outside of this were an afterthought. ADXL, bunch of wires for the ADXL. We'll do all that differently. We'll definitely make the wiring a lot nicer when we rebuild it. This is just, I don't even want to mess with this. I'm not even gonna keep that. I've got enough wire. Okay, and then this guy. Come on. Try not to cut. There we go. That'll be replaced. That's broken anyways. And this one, that was the end stop wire. Okay. All right. This had the I put a little flex thing in there to keep the whole wire loom stiff. That's why I'd rather in the next build do a drag chain, so I don't have to do stuff like this. The bulkiness of its frame. It is bulky, but you need let's throw that back there. You need a bulky frame for this size build for sure. Hand pink waving. Major Gamer Gink, hello, sir. Let's get these wires out of here. Now, when I say we're doing it from scratch, we're doing it from scratch, just because they don't say to take it apart this far for the 3.1 upgrade, but So many things I would do differently, that I will do differently. Like, look at these inline plugs that I did. Like, come on, really? Did I need to do that? I wouldn't mind like some sort of a breakout board up top too. So, yeah. There we go. Much easier to take stuff apart than it is to put it back together. But that's the fun in it. There's my fans. What is that one that I wired up there? Oh, that's the BL Touch. Okay, that's the BL Touch. That whole thing right there. Ah, there we go. Yeah, that's the BL Touch connection. Right there. Oh, what? That's all intertangled somewhere. Holy cow, is that ever intertangled? Intertwined. Yeah, the wiring was a mess on this thing. There we go. There's our makeshift BL Touch cable because it had to be pretty long. So there's that. Using a drag chain on your V-Core 3400 has been working really well. Yeah, I definitely got to do a drag chain. This mess, no, not at all. Nope. Won't put up with this mess again anymore. Even I want to do something with my motor wires, everything. So, I mean, this did what it did, and I mean, for my first time ever doing a build like this, it worked well. There's my heater cartridge. It should still be good, although those look really loose up there. I may just replace that because they're cheap. That's the heater cartridge. I did that with 12 gauge wire. Okay. Yeah, and when I say we had to wire everything, we had to wire everything for this. And there's the fans. And I think these are on plugs as well. So that's going to be the part cooling fan. This is going to be the hot end fan. And a thermistor right here. Thermistor for the mosquito, or for the mosquito. So, and then this is just all the extension wire that went back. So for some reason I had the fan. I had two pieces of extension for the fan. It was plugged in two places. So it's almost like I cut it too short and I had to put an extension wire on it. The EVA drag chain is interesting. CAN is your next upgrade though. Okay, so that's good. This one was the part cooling fan wire. That's okay. We're going to figure this. I'm just going to put all this wiring in a box. We can probably reuse some of it. There's another one where I did a second extension on it for some reason. This was the hot end thermistor. So we had that plugged in three places in this. Like, come on, really? Didn't need to do that. Your 400 kit has a motor wiring, end stop wiring, and good intentions. You'd ordered a Voron 2.4 harness to cheat. Yeah, we're going to do something different on this. I'm going to just do a bit of research. I'm still waiting on the filament to print the parts. It should be here this week. It's coming from Polymaker. Polymaker's providing me the filament for this rebuild. They are the major sponsor of this rebuild. Okay, I am just going to bundle some wires here. We are going to worry about the wires when we have to worry about the time when it comes to do the wiring. So, and a lot of these are still going to be good. I'm going to have to lengthen and cut a few and just decide how, the best way to manage all this. There we go. Okay. I'll just do a couple bundles here. Good evening. Good one, Andrew. Zombie Hedgehog. Did I say hi when you came in? I probably didn't. Hello. Okay, so we have that. Let's see. Oh, come on. My mouse is getting away with me. Okay, and then we just got a few more wires to straighten up here. And we'll get a few last pieces off of there. And then we are going to be okay to go. BL touch wires. Holy wire, pants on fire. Sorry. Dad jokes couldn't resist. Okay. Forgive and forget. All the Pop ASA colors are in stock. Really? They're going to stock the Canadian store pretty soon. Apparently, we're going to be restocked in the Canadian store very soon. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited to go shopping there when it's all restocked in the Canadian store. There's a few things I want to get. The color I'm going to do for this thing is going to be pretty cool, I think. I was going to go teal, but I've changed my mind. I'm going to do something that nobody has ever seen on a printer before. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, one more zip tie here. Come on. 2 bundles of wire. And we have all of our miscellaneous stuff here. Never have a successful build without blood. Do you remember the original build, Stephen? You remember the head bump? I think that was on the RatRig build when I hit my head on the ceiling on where I used to have my microphone mounted way back before I knew what I was doing. Well, before I still knew what I was doing. I remember that one. That was a while back. Okay, one more zip tie, and we will worry about our wiring. TBD, to be determined. Okay, so we're going to throw all this. There's our fan and our fan. Our thermistor, don't want to lose any of this. All our wiring. This, and we're going to put this, let me just see, I must have an empty filament box. I know what I'll do. I have, where did I put them? I have these cool bins. Oh, I thought I had another one of these bins. Well then, everybody's got empty boxes but me. I've used them for everything. Let's see. What's in this bag? Okay, so there we go. So I can take this out of there. Take this out of here. Oh, there's that other screwdriver I was looking for. Wondered where that went. What else is in here? Okay, so we're going to put these in a Rexall bag. Boom, there's all the wiring for this thing in a bag. Oh, we got one little stray wire here. And a couple little more wires up there we'll take off here now. So let's just pop all these guys off. Actually, you know what? Let's just pop this whole thing off. She was there for the blood too. So this is VHB tape taped on, and there we go. That's how you get the VHB tape off. You twist it. Man, that popped off really quick. Anyways, there we go. And then if you want to get the tape off of here, the easiest way, this has been on a while, but you roll it. You roll it. Trust me, it'll eventually come off. There we go. If you pull it straight out, it won't come off easy, but if you roll it, it will. Oh, missed a wire. Missed a wire. Put that in there. Okay. Yeah, see, if I try and pull that straight off, it's just going to break. But if I roll it, this stuff has really been on there. Well, we're speaking, what, 2-3 years? How long? When did I build this? 2 years ago? Okay. Heating it might help too, but hey, there we go. Oh, we got a few more wires to pull through here, although I may just leave these. These are the motor wires, our three Z motors. I'll leave those for now until I determine what I want to do with the rest of this. And then these are extra holes that I had to drill to put these printed grommets through to get the wires through for the bed and all that stuff. So we're going to get rid of these. Somebody suggested, that's right. If I do a zip tie, let's see if this will help. If I throw a zip tie in here and use this to twist, why do I think, oh, that's still hard on the hands. Better yet, if I do the screwdriver trick, and if I do this, that's probably going to break, that'll just break the zip tie, yeah. That's just going to break the zip tie, guaranteed. Yeah. So I don't really care if I save these pieces. So we'll use our expanding wrench or whatever you want to call it. There we go. And these will just pop off. Oh, these are even reusable if I want. Although I printed a whole bunch of these, so. Whoops. If I don't pick that up, I'll step on it. Promise you. Whoops. Whoops. Okay, so I broke one. October 2021 was my tuning stream for the RatRig. Okay, October 21, 22, 23, so not quite 2 years ago. Okay, cool. What do I want to do with these? I'll throw these in the bag with the electronics, because they are kind of part of the wiring. Oh, there's one more down here. Sneaky little bugger. Oh, come on. Oh, 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 oh. No blood, but that hurt when you get pinched by your pliers. Okay. Are these going to be cooperative? No, I'm not going to bore you by taking these off on stream. Maybe I will bore you by taking these off on stream. No, we won't do that. Okay. We have our SSR. This was off of this other little piece that I threw in the bag there. Let's see. Okay, so we will throw all these random parts grab one of these bags. Great if you need some bags for parts and stuff. Just get these little polypropylene bags from Uline. Dirt cheap. Come in packs of 100. Actually, I think they come in boxes of 500. They're great for keeping all your little miscellaneous parts in. Okay, so everything that came off of the back of that thing, all the spacers, all the nuts. That way we don't lose anything. There we go. And that guy. Okay, so that is pretty much the only thing I haven't taken off is the, and I should pop it off, is that end stop, because we're going to reprint the part. So let's just, it's not that one, it's going to be the yellow one. We'll pop that off because we're going to reprint that part that the end stop's on anyways. So we match everything. Oh, drink. Good idea, Jack. Let's take a drink. Just water. If I use a drill, I'll be boring. Good one. Okay, so we'll just pop this off. That's just the piece that's holding the end stop. That's the Y end stop. Y, I don't know. That's just what they called it. What's that? Why? I told you, I don't know. It's just what they called it. Okay, I think that's stripped down as pretty much as you can do. I haven't decided if I'm going to pop these linear rails off and clean them. What I might end up doing is just relubing them, because these are big enough. They have the injection holes in the side here, so we just have to inject lube in the holes. So maybe that's what we'll do for all the linears. Just save the time of taking them apart. They're very, 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 very smooth right now. So yeah. So the only thing I haven't taken off wiring wise is the plugs for the motors. So we have a motor up here, we have a motor here, and the center motor. But I may not need to take those off. Those will probably be fine. But we just got to decide what we want to do in the back here. Now I have a question for probably for Richard, if he's still on the stream. Richard, are you still on the stream? Richard was kind enough to give me this piece of DIN rail. Can I just cut this with a Dremel? This is taller than me. This is about a 6.5 foot piece of DIN rail. I'm probably going to put 2, maybe 3, maybe even 3. I actually may put a piece in here. Those 3 bolts are holding on the middle rail here. So maybe I'll put 3. But can I cut this with a Dremel tool? Yes, I can. Okay. YE3SS. So that means I really can. It's a naked mole rat. Yes, it is. Even side cutters. I have a side cutter, but I have a Dremel as well. Maybe the side cutter will be quicker. So I just got to measure. Yeah, you've used one before, but bandsaw was faster. Oh, okay. You thought Richard would be eating whatever culinary creation his wife made. I would imagine he would be. So I'm going to need to cut the DIN rail down for this. We're a long way from that because we've still got to do the printed parts and rebuild everything yet. So, but the teardown has been fun. Hang on. There we go. No, that sucked. Oh, we'll just put them back. I don't want to. Teeth are a tool too, just so you know. As most guys will know, your teeth are a tool sometimes. Let's put this away. There we go. What time are we at? We are at 6:30. It's only been an hour and a half, and we already got the teardown done. Look at that. Now we can just sit and chit chat and do whatever. How did that get popped up there? There we go. I might consider arranging the DIN rails horizontally. That's what you did. It helps keep the components from sliding down. Oh, good point. Because in my head, I was thinking, like on the Vorons, that this is the bottom of the printer, and boom. Good point. Very good point, Stephen. So bring them across. Yeah. And there's lots of room here. I could do 2, probably. I don't know if I'd need 3 DIN rails. Because really, what's going? Whoa. just about got attacked by a DIN rail. So we have this going on a DIN rail, depending on, or a main board. We have a main board going on it. You have been watching. Well, I've been watching too, buddy. That's why you keep your teeth in the toolbox. Oh, too funny. You leave for 30 minutes and you missed the raid, Abaddis. Yeah, you missed the raid. It was earlier, and it was very much appreciated, the raid. Yes. We still have 9 people on Twitch watching. So yeah, we have a main board, possibly a Raspberry Pi, depending on which board we put on for the DIN rail. Then we have a power supply. We have a power supply, a 5-volt power supply, an SSR. Where'd I put my SSR? Where'd I put my SSR? Oh, anyways, we have our SSR here somewhere to put on. Where did I put my SSR? It's probably right in front of me, staring me in the face, and I just can't find it. That's okay. It's here somewhere. So we have the SSR to put on, and so we don't have a lot. So 2 DIN rails is probably plenty. Probably 2 is plenty. And then, or maybe even a third to help tidy up the wiring. 40 here, outstanding. It is. I'm very blessed with the people that are watching. We have 47 now watching. 48. How many likes do I have? I'm just curious on YouTube. 34 likes on YouTube. Come on, people. I'm just kidding. Likes. I could have a bunch of thumbs down too, for all I know. So that could very well be it. Doing them vertically. That's such a great idea. Doing them vertically, you found the bolts didn't line up for a straight direct drop. Never checked horizontal. Okay, interesting. Yeah, there's so many different ways to do this, right? That's bugging me. Where did I put my SSR? I know I moved it. I didn't put it in this bag, did I? No, I didn't. And right in front of me. It's right in front of me on the desk. So we have the SSR, but we're going to get one of those. The SSR is going to have the that metallic mount, same as on the Vorons for it, so that it grounds to the DIN rails. And then that way, the way this was grounded before was basically drilled into the frame for grounding. So I should be able to ground this thing a little bit differently as well. I'm going to take a lot of lessons from the Voron build when I'm considering how this build is going to go. We're not going to put full panels on this. I am going to put a side panel on here because I need a place for the on-off switch, unless I go ahead and mount it on the back somehow and just leave everything open, which is a possibility as well. There's all our motors. They did use LDO motors for all these, just in case you weren't aware. So these are all LDO 1/8 inch hybrid stepper motors. So including the pancake one for the extruder. So good motors. They don't have to be replaced. Those are all good. Yeah. So there we are. We are ready to rebuild. Mr. Green Rat is going to come off. Maybe. Oh, it could be late. He just bit me. Son of a gun. Did that bleed? If I squeeze hard enough, maybe it did. No blood this stream yet. Sorry. We'll pull all these tapes off. Somebody complained about the Apple symbol last time, which is true. This thing is not powered by Apple. We'll get rid of that. So yeah, that's it for now. So we can just chit chat now, or do whatever. As soon as you should heat sink it too. Yeah, okay. You have plates for the SSR, Richard? Spare ones? Okay, cool. If you have a spare one, that'd be great. I know I can get them on Amazon, but yeah. So that is the teardown. We are waiting for the filament to do printed parts. It is going to be, you should heat, snake. Yeah. It's going to be Polymaker ASA. Is it ASA that I ordered, or was it ABS? Let me have a look. It was either ASA or ABS. Boom, boom. Here it is. There's my order rate. There it is there. Where's my Polymaker order? It was ASA. So we're going to be printing in an ASA. I will tell you, it's called Army Brown. So we're going to have Army Brown and black. I think it's going to look cool. So there we go. That is what we are doing. We have, let's go ahead and let's see if I have enough steppers. I have, so basically, here's what I have to choose from for my Big Tree Tech, from my Big Tree Tech inventory right now. I have a few boxes. So I have what is this one? This is the, oh, it's not even opened yet. This is the Manta. Okay, this is the Manta M. Yeah, this is the Manta MP8. Okay. With 8 steppers. So that's the Manta MP8. And we have with that the CB1 with there's the antenna for the CB1, and somewhere in there's a little CB1 board. So again, I don't know if this is one of the good ones, one of the bad ones. This is one of the early ones. Is there a version number on this? CB1 version 2.1. So it's not a version 1.0, so it's a 2.1. So we have that. You need more than one? You have 6. What are you doing with 6 of those things? So we have that, the MP8, or we have an octopus. So, and I don't believe I've used this one yet. I think this is just a spare octopus board. Yeah, it is. It hasn't been used. And this is the octopus version 1.1. So we can put this on it. So we have that option. And I have, how many steppers here? These are 2209s. And I have, let's see, oh good, 6 steppers. So we have 6 steppers. So we have enough steppers. We only need 6. So that's good. Okay. So it's just a matter of whether I put the Manta MP8 or the octopus. Why are those heat sinks not going back in the way they should? Come on. With the MP8 and the CB1, I shouldn't need steppers, or I'm sorry, an octopus. Shouldn't need a pie. But I could always, with the octopus, I could always use the Pi Zero. It was running this before. It should run it fine. But anyways, and then the other option I have two options for display. Now, one thing I wanted to check: did the MP8 Manta have a HDMI input? It does have a mini HDMI input. Okay. And the octopus also, I believe, has a mini HDMI input. Can I input an HDMI into this? No, it doesn't. So this does not have an HDMI input. USB-C, and yeah, so there's no HDMI input on this one. So I have a couple options for displays. Do I have the heatsink for the CB1? I don't think I do. I don't believe it came with a heatsink. No, so that's something I'm going to have to get. I don't think it was in here. So I have HDMI 7-inch. So it's the BTT HDMI 7-inch display. So HDMI in. I could go HDMI into this, into the Manta, for a display for this. Or I have the, I think this one's a little older. This is the TFT7 V2. So this is another touch display. And this is the TFT. It's version Pi TFT 7 version 2. So this would hook into my Pi. So if I went with the Octopus with the Pi, I could run this because I believe the Pi does have a video in on the end here where I can put my display. So I can run the display from here into here. I just need the little conversion cable. But yeah, so either one of these displays should work. So should I go with the Pi and the Octopus? I probably use this one. If I go with the Manta, I'll go with the HDMI display. So your 12-year-old started to hijack your ducks. I've got all my ducks in a row up there. See what I did there? Got all my ducks in a row. So there we go. So that's what I gotta, when I go to do the build, that's what I gotta choose from as far as the brains of the thing, is some of this stuff. So Pi Zero is only for camera. Pi Zero is only for camera? Oh, only for camera. It's not gonna run a display. Oh, so I can't run a display off the Pi Zero. Okay. So if I want to run my display, I'd have to have a Raspberry Pi 4 probably, or 4B. And or use the Manta MP8, which has an HDMI connection for the ribbon cable. Okay, Ryan, that makes sense. That makes sense. So that's just for the camera. Okay, so that's not for a display. But so we have USB, we have power in, we have USB, and then we have USB-C. Yeah, so we're not going to be hooking a display up to this. Okay. Okay, good to know. Although it says HDMI, it's got the mini HDMI. That one, maybe that is a display port right here. I don't know. Don't know enough about this, but we can research it and see. Yeah. So I was going to say that I have over here, I don't know if that'll be focused. Let's see if that'll be focused. There's all my, oh, hang on. That's not that good. Oh. There's all my ducks. There's all my ducks being guarded. They're being guarded by the birdie there. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 ducks. 8 little duckies being guided by the birdies. Yay! There we go. Oh, plump. Camera failure. Oh, there we go. Okay, well, what else do you guys want to talk about, or am I going to have an early night? Your Pi Zero has a built-in HDMI interface. Yeah, I think this does, because the back of the Pi Zero, it says HDMI. So I'm pretty sure those 2 ports right there on the back, so right there, on those 2 ports that are not covered by my fingers, one is for power, and the other one I think I could use for an HDMI interface, because this one here is USB-C, which is to connect it to the main board. So yeah, using an old VGA monitor. Okay, cool. Okay, so that should work if I end up going with the Raspberry Pi and the Octopus. Cool. And of course, we're going to put the latest. We'll end up putting the latest Rat OS on it for Clipper. Yeah, you can use HDMI. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Even though it says, yeah, on the back we have. Yeah, we have, that's the power. So this side is the power in, and this one is the other HDMI. It's a mini or micro HDMI. I always forget what it's called. So that's where the display would go. And this is the USB to connect it to the main board, USB-C. Perfect. I thought I had another one. Oh, you know, I had another one of these. I sent it to Jerry a long time ago. That's right. So yeah, but that should work, because this board does not have HDMI in. This is the SKR Pro, so there's no HDMI on this, just USB. Okay, cool. And I don't, what are the, oh, these are 2209 steppers. So I have a lot of steppers in here I could reuse actually. These are all Big Tree Tech 2209 steppers. They're V1.2 steppers. So we have, so yeah, I have 12 steppers. So I'm definitely not short of steppers. You have a Pi 3B. Pi 3B would be able to run the video too, wouldn't it? Yeah. I don't know, is there an advantage? And these are version 1.2. So the steppers are exactly the same as the ones I have here, the 2209s. They're all version 1.2. So we have a dozen steppers to work with. That's good. Because right now I don't have a purpose for this board. I don't need this for anything. I don't have another printer that this would go in right now. So it's always good to have it hanging around as a spare if I want to gather a whole bunch of parts that I have later and build something. There we go. 2 USB-C ports. The third port is the HDMI port. On this particular Pi Zero, if this is what you're talking about, Tez, only has one USB-C, and it looks like 2 little mini HDMIs. And there's a USB-C. Is this USB-C? Yeah, it's USB-C right here. 2 micro USBs and 1 mini HDMI. Oh, so is this the mini? This must be the mini HDMI then. See, it shows you what I know about computers. Okay, you're right. This is HDMI. Okay, so this big one is HDMI, and these are our 2 USBs. Okay, so we have our power and our going to the board, and then our HDMI. Okay. I learned something new. There we go. I was a Pi virgin, and now I'm not. There we go. What's wrong with this, Ryan? Nothing. There's nothing wrong with this. I don't know. I have other boards to use. I may end up going with the Manta MP8 because Big Tree Tech did send it to me to try on a printer, and I have not used it yet. So, but the beauty is I can always switch boards. But no, nothing wrong with this at all. This is in perfectly good shape. So, okay, it's not USB-C. Yeah, it looked like it. I'd probably wreck it if I tried to shove a USB-C plug in there. Okay, I see the little corner curves now. Okay, look at you guys teaching me stuff. Yeah, that's what it's all about. The other thing I couldn't do for the bottom of the for the 3Z motors, it came with, and I don't think. Let me just check here. Bear with me 1 second. I threw all my parts around here. Oh man, where did I put them? Right here. I forget what these are called. There's a name for these. There's these little guys that basically ride. It's what the couplers ride on top of the 3Z motors. Okay, I could not get these pieces out. They kind of snap into these. I don't know if I need to reprint these pieces or not. So I'm kind of, I rather than destroy them and try to get these out and potentially damage. I know Shane is very good at what he's doing. I know. I believe Shane 155 million%. Thrust bearings. Thank you, Major Gamer Geek. I couldn't get the other half of these thrust bearings out of these because they're kind of wedged in there. So I'm hoping I don't have to reprint these parts, that these aren't part of the reprint. They're just going on top of the motor. So if they go on top of the stepper motors, so they're black, that's fine. So I'm keeping these. I'm pretty sure I don't need to reprint these parts. I don't think that's part of the upgrade, but so I just couldn't get the other part of these out of there. So we're just going to leave them in there. And we've got the rest of the thrust bearings in the bag here ready to go. So yeah. So that's why we're keeping some of those parts. But and actually I never even checked. I don't think they give you new thruster bearings in the kit. They give you new couplers, a couple different kinds of couplers. These are, one is a decoupler. They're calling these a decoupler, and these are couplers. And then for some reason they're replacing these plates, but I don't think there's new thruster bearings in here. And hence why I didn't take them right apart, because I did not want to damage those. No, they don't give you new thruster bearings. Thank goodness they give me these new pins for the part that the bed rides on, because I bent one of the pins when I was taking it out. And that's probably why they give you new pins, because they know you're going to bend them if you try and take them out, because they're all pressure fit. Yeah, no new thrusters, just a bunch of new, all kinds of bolts and hardware. They probably give you all the, this is the EVA hardware, but I kept all the hardware in baggies just in case, because I don't know what's being replaced as far as bolts and nuts and screws and stuff. So there is no USB-C on a Pi Zero. Okay. Just mini USB. But I was using, I was going from the Pi Zero to a USB-C into the board, I believe, or was I? No, I was using USB-C for something. What was I powering with USB-C? Oh, you know what it was? It was because I had a, I think it was on, it was one of the ones where I powered, because I had a USB-C cable and I got a USB-C to mini USB adapter, and I think it was what I was powering the Pi with. That's where I got confused as far as USB-C. Yeah, right here. Yeah, so this one, yeah, that's mini USB from USB, which is what connected it to the board. And then I had a, where's that other piece that I had? Anyways, it's in here, trust me. It went from a USB-C to a micro USB into the Pi, and that's where I got confused. That is where I got confused. I know what USB-C looks like. I just, yeah, there it is right there. Yeah, so this went from, I had a USB-C because I went kind of this route. So this was what was coming from the 5-volt power supply into this, okay, just a power and a ground, into a USB-C. And then the USB-C went into a USB-C to a mini or micro USB into the Pi. That's what I was doing. That's where I was confused with USB-C, because this is USB-C here, but it went into a converter from an Anchor converter. Yeah, but I'm gonna probably change that up a little bit too, so we'll figure that. But that's the only way I could figure to get the power from it, was through, this may be the same way I do it. You never know. It worked effectively. It was fine. So yeah. But on the if I go with the if I end up going with the Octopus, I can power it right off the board. I won't need the 5-volt power supply, so I can just kind of do what we did with the Vorons. Yeah, there's my bag of electronics and wiring and stuff. There we go. Everything is in there that we need. Yes, sirree. They are micro. Okay. It's a DC only port. Yes. Oh, yeah. And it tells you right on there. Down there. It tells you right on there that it's for power. And it even tells you which one is the ground. So ground is over here. It tells you this is for power and this is USB. So this is the one you're powering it through, and this is the one you're going to the main board from. So there we go. Dug out the Rexall bag again. Yeah, I needed, I couldn't find any of my empty plastic containers. I have a lot of containers. I just don't know. I have some empty plastic containers that I'm going to put them in, but for now, a Rexall bag will do. I just wanted to keep it all together. So yeah. Rexall. So yeah. One interesting thing, David Wilson, I don't think he's on here tonight, but was he on earlier? One thing he suggested that he did on his toothed idlers, which there should be 6 of, I think. 1, 2, let's see, we have 1 for each motor. Where did I put them? 1, 2, oh no, the X and Y. Why am I missing a tooth? Anyways, so on the toothed idlers, these ones are, he went think he said he went, they're 9mm belts. And this happens to be a 10mm idler. I think he said he went with 12mm idlers too, to allow a little bit of play for some reason. So, but I couldn't find any 12mm idlers. So these are all 10mm. Yeah, these are 10mm. We have 9mm belts. It gives you 0.5 millimeter clearance. Actually, these bigger ones here are more like 10.25, and these smaller toothed idlers are 997, so about 10mm. So yeah. Hey, Aaron F. Geared, how are you, sir? So yeah. Why did I think there was more toothed idlers than that? No, I guess not. There's 5 motors. Unless I put them in a different bag. Yeah. 5 motors and 4 idlers. Anyways, I think those are all being replaced as well, if I'm not mistaken. I know there's some bearings being replaced. I have not thrown any of these mechanical parts out, so we should have everything we need. So yeah. There we go. Leo the Human, thank you for following on Twitch. Appreciate that. I'm Drugga. Yeah. Major Gamer Geek. That's funny. Yeah, that's funny. We'll see. Oh, well, you subbed Leo the Human? Sorry, thank you very much. I'm terrible at keeping up on that. I apologize. Thank you for subbing and thank you for the follow. I really appreciate it. Okay, but no, thank you. Sorry I missed that. I really did. I really am. Nobody told me. Come on. People got to tell me these things. It's hard. It's hard to keep up with all this stuff. So another project I'm working on is I have decided I am reprinting because, and I'm going to tell you why. I reprinted some stealth burner parts on the bamboo, and these came out. This is with Sparta 3D Sparkle Blue ABS. These parts came out. I can't even describe how good these parts printed. These parts printed incredibly well. So they're better than my initial parts that I printed for both my Voron. So I think I'm going to replace both of my Voron stealth burner parts and print them on the bamboo, because the tolerances, the clearances, I mean, yeah, they should have been this good on the Vorons, but they weren't. They worked. They were fine. But this is just like, holy crap. This printed these parts really well in ABS, without an enclosure, because they're only short parts. I'm not worried about layer adhesion's perfect on them. I know sometimes without an enclosure printing ABS, you don't have that ambient heat, you risk bad layer adhesion. But just ask Richard, the parts he's been putting together. These things are extremely strong, and the quality is immaculate. It is crazy good. So, hey, David Wilson, hello, sir. You just heard me talking about you, didn't you? I was just talking about you, talking about your little tweaks and stuff on the RatRig, and I think you mentioned you used a wider toothed idlers. You went to 12mm toothed idlers instead of the standard 10s, if I'm not mistaken. So Voron prints as well as you build them. Exactly, Leo the Human. I agree. Well, they print as well as you tune them, So obviously, I could tune it up a little better. Obviously, but I was just basically my point was I was extremely impressed with the fact that with just the built-in tuning of the bamboo and how it came from the factory versus, say, a Creality or another pre-built printer. The quality is stellar, straight out of the box on these things. It's incredible. So anyways, I'm not going to get into a debate about, properly tuning your printer, etc., because I know a properly tuned printer of any kind is going to give you good quality. But my point was basically that there was no tuning required other than what came from the factory. And the, so yeah, 11 millimeter. Okay. 11 millimeter. Well, mine right now are 10 millimeter. So, and I don't think the toothed idlers are being replaced from the kit. I think it's just the bearings that are being replaced. So, yeah. Your Pi 4 complained about power being too low. Oh, really? On when you powered it from... Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. Okay. Okay, so you're using 11 millimeter ones. Okay, yeah, these are 10. I think these are going to be fine. I couldn't find any odd sizes on Amazon Canada. And as I said, I don't think the upgrade replaces the tooth idlers. I think it just replaces all the bearings. Yeah, there's no idlers in here at all. It's just bearings. For some reason, I thought it replaced the idlers, but it's just a whole bunch of bearings. Okay. We're good. We are good. I couldn't see the difference with these plates that they replaced, but I did order those parts that you recommended, David, and they should be in, I think they're coming in around the beginning of April. Those parts you recommended, which I did order. So, yeah. It uses the old ones. Okay. Okay. They're pretty well standard. Lila meters. Millimeters. Did I say Lila meters? I don't know. I might have said Lila meters. But anyways, I digress. For those of you who were here earlier, there's my bouncing ball that we did on the Atom Stack Cambrian a couple weeks back. The golf ball we printed turned out really good, except for that one little layer shift right there. But can I break that open? No, I can't really even break that open where it had one little line issue. But yeah, so nice dog toy or cat toy. And other than just chatting away here, guys, I've covered everything I wanted to cover tonight. We got the electronics all stripped off. We got now we're just waiting for filament. As I said, we're getting Polymaker ASA Army Brown is what we're going to print our parts with, and we're just waiting for filament. And then once the filament arrives, which I think it's scheduled to arrive Tuesday here, if I'm not mistaken, we're going to start printing a whole bunch of parts, and hopefully next Sunday I have enough parts printed that we can actually start doing a rebuild. You're getting the last new parts tomorrow. Okay, cool. Cool. Good. Awesome. Appreciate all your advice, all your suggestions, and your help with that too, David. You've done a couple of these, so those little tweaks and upgrades you're doing do look interesting, which is why I ordered those parts. They weren't expensive at all, so that's pretty easy to justify that in that way. So, yeah. So yes. Otherwise, I think we're good. Still 40 people on, and I just feel like I should be staying on and just answering questions, but there's not many questions other than some chat going on, and I can't necessarily answer all the questions because you guys have taught me a lot. I learned a little bit about the Pi Zero 2W today, so that I can still use this thing, and I can actually hook a display up to it because there is a HDMI output right there. Very cool. You prefer the metal instead of the printed parts for the XY. And that's the ones that's the back ones, right? Yeah, that's the ones that are up in here, right up in here that you're talking. I haven't taken them off yet, and I should. I think those are the parts you're talking about. Let's see. Can I get them off, actually? What's holding them on? Yeah. I think those are the ones you're talking about, David. It's the underneath ones, right? The ones where the motor. Actually, that's quite. I'm wondering if I should pop that off and have a look at it. The motor mounts and idlers on the back, idlers on the front. Okay. So these are the motor mounts back here. They look like they're partial metal as well. Let's just have a peek here. You can always put them back on. Let's see. Let's see what's going on up here. Oh, I see. Okay. That will stay in the top will be metal also, but there's a plastic piece under here. Okay, let's just see what's going on here. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. So this one I can leave, but the plastic piece under here, is that going to be replaced? Let's see. This is tight. This is tight to get into right here. Careful of the bearing stacks. I think we're way beyond that. We have the top stripped down to nothing, Dave. So you're saying this piece is staying, and then the piece on top is also going to be metal, but there's still a plastic piece underneath. There's still a plastic piece underneath here. Is that being replaced as well? And it would take a go stuff yourself upgrade for me to tear that thing apart again. Yeah, no kidding. It almost did for this one, but hey, I'm up for a challenge. Let's see if I can get this plastic piece off and show you what I mean. Yeah, this plastic piece comes off easy. I assume that is on T-nuts. So this is replaced. Okay. So these have got to come out anyways as I drop the key. Here, let me go back to this one. So these have got to come out anyways. What are they screwed into? I don't recall this being that difficult to put in. Which one do I prefer, Voron Design or RatRig? Well, okay, for a kit, if I'm being honest, for a kit, I prefer the Voron. And the reason is, one of the main reasons is that the Voron kits come with the wiring all pre-done for you. So Dave, this piece is replaced as well, is what you're telling me. Please tell me yes, because that was a pain in the butt to get out. Now, were they T-nuts on that, or what was holding that in? They were underneath. Oh, they're right under. Oh no. That's being replaced. Okay, but those loose T-nuts, how am I going to get them back out? Holy crap. Anyways, we'll worry about that. And worst thing, I think I have to pop this off, slide them out. May have to pop this off and slide them out. Who knows? Okay, if they're being replaced, then I may as well take them both off. And these are going to be the metal parts. Is that correct? Yeah, I think that's part of the ones I ordered. Was this one. Okay. I think I get it. You thought it was tea leaves. Tea leaf. But yeah, just to continue on with Kenneth's is new printed parts. Oh, I get it. Okay. Yeah, I just for the sake of the all that's included in the Voron kit, it saves a lot of time in the wiring. Now, I'm not complaining because the RatRig build taught me a ton about wiring, about how to make the wire looms and how to make all the wire connections. Taught me a lot about the crimping, and it got me into soldering more. So I don't regret the RatRig build at all. I love it. But as far as ease of kits going together, I found the Voron kit easier to do. So yeah, but they're both good quality builds. So I think in order to get those back on, now that I got those off, I will have to, in order to line up those, yeah, those are T-nuts under there, or are they hammerheads? Oh yeah, and they're loose. Probably have to pop these off to get at those. I think popping one set of these off isn't going to be so bad. Just so I can get at those nuts. But yeah, because they're right buried under here, under the other flat. Oh, although this other flat part can probably come off. Oh, okay, this other part will come off, which will expose those, so I'll be able to see those. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. Okay, buy green parts. Okay. A few more bolts. Yeah. You found yourself a bit disappointed and barely called a RatRig a kit. Wiring supply missing. Yeah. Having to source the panel. Yeah. The Voron spoiled you. Exactly. Yeah. And that's right, too. I had to source all the panels. I had to source this panel. I had to source the side panels, which I've got, which I'm probably not going to use because I don't think I'm going to enclose this thing. You spent $300. You bought eggs. Oh, too funny. So yeah, I see what you mean there, Stephen. Yeah, and again, that's why I say I prefer the Voron kit because you get more with it. It's a better and easier kit to build. Yeah, the lack of wiring here, as you saw when I pulled all the wires off, that was all self-made wires. And it's just if you're okay to do that, that's fine. But you saw the mess I had. I did prefer the Voron kits where you get all your wires pre-crimped, everything. If you want to learn how to crimp wires and stuff, then yeah, this is ideal. But even with the Voron builds, depending on any modifications you do to it, you're going to get some experience crimping and making your own wires. So for sure. For sure. You spent $300. You're back. Man, Zen. That's US dollars too. I mean, come on. Look at you go. And these things here, these I'm going to probably end up replacing. These are off the Eva. Oh no, these aren't off the Eva. These are off the back here. Even if I don't have to, they're the wrong color for my build. So we are going to lose these too. Look, that piece cracked when I put it in. Problem is that there is a standard V-Core 3 electronics layout. There isn't a standard. No, there's not. No. Nope. Okay. Oh, this piece is just totally broken. So maybe I'm not 100% finished taking it apart. And we have 3 nuts in here. Three screws, 3 bolts. Screws and bolts. It's designed to be as configurable as possible. Yeah. Well, that's why I can go ahead and I can put DIN rails on it. I can switch out the board. I can do whatever. It's more of a, I think it's more of a, it's meant more for somebody with more experience, the RatRig, versus the versus a Voron kit. Rat OS 2, yes. I saw that. So I will be putting Rat OS 2. I will be using that. We're going to redo all the whole firmware and everything, right? So I remember back when I built this thing, it was the first time I had experience with Clipper. Good thing Jason, my good buddy Jason Tech Support, he walked me through it, which really helped. But I've had more experience with Clipper now with the 4 Vorons, right? So I think we're okay with this. And then Rat OS isn't it basically like mainsail, but it's configured more so specifically for the RatRig, right? So yeah. Don't know if I need this piece again, but I'm keeping a few of these pieces which I'm thinking don't need to be reprinted. And as long as they're black, that's okay. I just want to get rid of all the green, which means I should get rid of my green rats on the inside. Yeah, you guys have got to go. You're going. I'll keep you like as a Hall of Fame. It's a predefined version of Clipper. Okay, yeah. But I'm going to be a lot more comfortable working with it this time than I was a couple years back. So now let's get this other guy off of here. Sorry, Rat. You're done. We're going to replace you with something. But I will find a home for you somewhere in the studio because you were my first ever major build. And you kind of hold a soft spot in my heart. Come on, get off there, VHB. With a configurator built in. Ah, okay. There's our little rat eyes. Anybody want some rats? Put them together. You have a rat or a rat mask. There we go. Okay, the only one I didn't take off was the back one. But it seems to be, hang on. This could be some blood. The whole Rat OS 2 install is very easy for beginners. Okay, cool. Oh, yeah. Oh, hang on. Oh, we broke his nose. Oh. Almost got it off in one piece. I broke his sniffer. Okay. In the garbage you go. Now I've got the task of getting all this tape off the back because I do not want to take this panel off if I don't have to. David, are you going to tell me that I have to replace this panel or that I can't just drill in it? Or will this panel have to be replaced? Or can I work with what I've got? I'm not thinking rationally. Good one, Andrew. I see what you did there. Because I'm hoping I don't have to take this panel off. If I do, I do. It's not the end of the world. Just means I have to re-square the other, the other two things, et cetera, et cetera. Not a big deal. But too many holes in it already. I know. Well, that's what bothers me. There's too many holes. And with going with DIN rails, I'm not going to have to. Are you sure I can use this pane though, Richard? Because it should work new holes if needed. Okay, because they do give you a template for a new one, and the template has some different cutouts in it. But yeah, man, this stuff's hard to get off. I'm not using VHB on the new one, on the new build. Forget it. You've been asked about that before, and you don't have enough hair for it. Print some plugs for the holes. Yeah, I may just cover them with vinyl. We'll see. We'll see. But right now I'm just doing boring stuff, and as long as you guys are sticking around conversing, I'll go for another 15 minutes. Stick LED. Oh, stick LEDs in the holes. Look at that, Stephen. Hey, that's not a bad idea. I have a crap load of LEDs lying around. That's not a bad idea. That is not a bad idea. could just string a bunch of 5-volt LEDs and run them to the 5-volt power supply. Or actually, I'd have to put a switch on them. This stuff is not easy to get off. Print out skeletons and put red LEDs in there for eyes. You can make a Rolls-Royce star ceiling or use fiber optics in the holes. Can you take some JB plastic weld epoxy and fill the holes? Oh, I could do anything like that, yeah. Worst case scenario, I can vinyl over them. If it wasn't such a task as far as having to remove this portion of the frame, which is all square and nice now, to get rid of it, I'd do a new panel, because it's just all it is black alumicore, black aluminum composite panel, and I actually have a 4x8 sheet of it that I could get cut. But the fact that I'd have to take this section here off is why I don't want to do it. I do not want to do it. Oh, look at this. Look what I just found. Some residual drilling goobers. Add a second layer on the back. Oh, yeah. Oh, look at you. There's room for that too. Just cut a, oh, and I could do that without having to pay to get it done. Just add a couple more panels. David. And just the corners I'd have to cut out. And then I could re-drill these grommet holes or whatever I need to do. And, you know, oh, I could add a second layer. Oh, and I could coat them with vinyl. I could put vinyl on them and do a design on them. Oh, everything floats on the DIN rails. Oh, it floats on the DIN rails. Okay. That's different too, Stephen. But David, I could cut those pieces of panel out easily. I could actually print whatever cool friggin' design I want on those panels for the back, mount it to the panels, and then cut them and put them in and just VHP them into the back. Oh man, there's a lot of great ideas here. I like that idea. I love that idea. Because yeah, there's no reason I can't just put another 3mm panel on the back of this. And then whatever I got to drill, I can just drill through the two of them. You the man. Man, see what happens when we just sit around and chat and watch me kill my fingers pulling VHB tape off? This is great. This is awesome. Wire the LEDs into the motors so they light only when the motors are moving. That's another good idea too. Run them off the controller board. Look at that. Or I could hook them up to I could put a, what are those little electronic things called where you can program them? And then I could put a little speaker on it so that I could program it so that whatever noise the printer's making as it prints, the LEDs go to the noise of the printer. Use dental floss to get the tape off. Not so easy. I wish I could. It's not, it's about the angle, but I'm wondering if I can do this. Because I don't care if I get a little scratch or two back here. Yeah, see this is hard. Dental floss I don't think would work. It's a good idea, but this stuff is very sticky. And I find the only way to get it off is to roll it. It's the best way to get VHB off is to roll it. It's just hard on the fingers is all. See, if I roll it, it does come off. And boy, does it build good hand muscles. I'm telling you, these fingers are like, I could snap your neck with these two fingers. They're so strong. Watch. Ready? Okay, sorry. Do I have a spatula? Yes, I do. You could put the wiring in the middle. Put the wiring in the middle. So you're saying to put another panel on the back as well and put the wiring in between the panel and it's just a clean panel. Interesting. Interesting. little IPA help with rolling? Not really. It's not an adhesion issue. Well, it is an adhesion issue. Once I get it going, I can actually pull it very slow. And the trick to pulling adhesive off, like pulling vinyl off a window or frosting off a window, is to go slow. There we go. It's to go slow. Wiring between the panels. That's interesting. So what you're saying now is the panels can come up here, because really the back, and do the wiring in between. All the wiring can come up here and up in between. Oh, anyways, you got me thinking, man. You got me thinking. Let's get this one. Okay, let's get this one. Okay. My sound's been good tonight. Good. I've not had a complaint about my sound, about being overmodulated, about not being able to hear me. So I'm kind of happy with this setup I got. IPA works great on hot glue. Yes. IPA works good. So if I'm peeling, if I'm going to do a job and I'm peeling, I have to peel off some window frosting. There's a few ways to peel off window frosting. Depending on how long it's been there, depending on how tough it is coming off. But for the most part, no matter how you peel window frosting, unless it's brand new and you're pulling it off a week or 3 or half a year later, you're thinking the old panel will go behind the current one. I was thinking the new panels to cover up all these holes on the inside that you'll be able to see, a printed new panel, but I could do both. I could do a printed new panel for inside here, because it's not going to interfere with anything, and another panel on the back to cover up all the electronics or wiring. Yeah, I mean, who knows? But anyways, when you're pulling frosting off of a window, or even some, depending on how long vinyl's been on a vehicle or how long it's been, IPA works great for removing excess adhesive that just doesn't peel off easily. So you can spray it with IPA and it loosens it up a fair bit. And the other way to get window frosting off, if it's really difficult, again, I've dealt with some that's been on there for like 10 years, and it's just, you just have to elbow grease it. But the other way is to take some bubble wrap or some painter's poly or whatever you want to call it. You take a mixture of a little bit of soap and water in a spray bottle. You spray your frosting, get it soaked. You put either some bubble wrap or plastic over top of it, and the idea of that, it'll just stick on by the suction of the water. You leave it there for 2 to 3 hours. The plastic is so that the water doesn't evaporate, and what happens is the bubbles or the soapy water will absorb into the frosting, and then that'll make the frosting a whole lot easier to come off in some cases. We've had to do that several times. So okay, we've almost got all this VHB tape off. Oh, there we go. This one's not bad. Oh, there we go. Oh man, why did had I known I was going to have to take it all off, I probably wouldn't have put so much on. But yeah, it is what it is. Black silicone can work to mask the holes from the front too. That's true. But I'm excited about printing a design on vinyl, mounting the vinyl to aluminum panels and putting it on. It can even be white. I have lots of white aluminum panels. I could just do a gold, whatever. I have a bunch of different colors. Okay, a few more to go. This stuff is challenging. Here we go. Oh, man. That's a hard onto my fingers. Oh, I'm a telling you. Oh, man, that's hard. That's what she said. I know. Oh, okay. I've had enough for now. Oh, cramping. Where can you get some foam tape for your panels? Ooh, I'll have to look into that for you, sir. I'll see if any of my suppliers will sell that foam tip. You need specific thickness, though, and widths, though, right? So it's a good question. I will have to look into that. Oh, okay. I said I was done, but I have a couple fingers here that haven't had enough of a workout. Although it's all thumbs. It's just all thumbs. Actually, I wonder if heat. Wonder if a little bit of heat would help. Just curious if a little bit of warmth would help. Not with my torch, but with this little guy. Let's just see. Amazon. Let's just see if this is any help. Oh yeah. Oh, that's hot though. Now it leaves a little bit of residue behind, but I can clean that with IPA. This was one of the great Christmas presents I got from my lovely Maria. Oh, that makes it so much easier. Oh, sticky. Okay. Let's just see. So it leaves a bit of residue, but 99% IPA. Oh. Yeah, if I scrub it a bit, it'll come off. Although it's not critical because it's the back panel, but I'm anal about stuff like this. Actually, if I use a different rag too, a rag with a little bit more grit to it. But you can do that another time. We'll warm it up. Thank you so much, Shadell. See you later. I'm going to close it down in another 3 minutes. I know, it's getting boring now watching me do this. So we'll end it in just 3 minutes. I'm going to end her. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate it. Thank you guys on Twitch for the subscriptions, for the follows. I really appreciate that. Oh, that's hot. That makes quick work of it. One more last piece here, and then there's just 2 little ones. Oh, I smell dinner. Something smells good upstairs. Oh, that's warm. This thing really gets hot. One more lower right corner. What? Oh, right there. Oh, lower left, lower right. Oh, that is lower right. That's not left. Thanks for pointing that out. See you, Teza. We're just about done here. Oh, man, that's... and then we'll just be able to clean all the residue off. There, this guy. Here we go. There we go. Yay! Yay! Whew. There's my finger workout for the night. Okay, 7:29. Thank you, everybody who hang napalm glue. Napalm glue. This will get rid of. Isopropyl will get rid of that. We're done. We're good. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate it sincerely. Thank you, everybody on Twitch who did the follows, who did the subscribes. I really appreciate that. And as always, guys, it's been fun hanging out with you guys. I hope you had a little bit of fun tonight. I learned some stuff from you guys. Thank you very much. And I didn't really teach anybody much tonight other than how not to get your fingers all sore and everything. So, but anyways, we will catch all you guys next week for sure. Next Sunday, hopefully we get some parts started to print if my filament comes in on time. And we'll continue. We'll start the build process from ground up, and we'll go just start from square one, and we'll build us a RatRig V-Core 3.1 500, and we'll just pretend that we built the frame on stream. So that's what we'll do. Thank you, everybody. Everybody have a great week, and we'll catch you guys later. Take care for now. Stay safe and stay happy. Bye for now.